This is our first webinar ever, overcoming remote work challenges. Diana right here is going to tell you everything you need to know.
Managing projects, tracking tasks and productivity.
And when you work remotely, that's just gone.
You don't really have that luxury anymore. Overcoming distractions, staying motivated, and generally staying focused.
Again, this is a problem you might not realize you have, but you do have it. My boss is sitting right over there. If we say or do something wrong, we're going to be fired immediately on the spot. It can get messy.
This slide, I think, just illustrates this whole thing perfectly. Did I mention that I hate this slide?
The calls, the CRM, the chats, the task management, it's all there.
Yeah, we'll show you a little bit of that now.
With Bitrix24. What's up everyone, and welcome to yet another webinar from Bitrix24. And my name is Alex, and this is my lovely colleague Diana. And believe it or not, but this is our first webinar ever. And my boss is sitting right over there. She's outside the frame. And if we say or do something wrong, we're going to be fired immediately on the spot. So please try to be supportive. And if you like this video, give it a like. If you don't like this video, give it a like as well. But the topic of today's webinar is overcoming remote work challenges with Bitrix24. If you think that this topic is not relevant anymore, well, it actually is not, because even though we have been working, the world has been working remotely for 1.5 years already, and still there's lots of companies who are struggling to find the right way to produce the same results remotely as they used to have when they were working in the office. And usually it comes with a bit of struggle, with a bit of challenges, and that's something that needs to be discussed. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Now, if some of you have no idea what Bitrix24 is, and just stumbled upon this video randomly on the internet, so Diana right here is going to tell you everything you need to know. So take it deep.
In case you're new to Bitrix24, here's just a really quick overview. Bitrix24 is an online collaboration, communication, sales, and marketing suite. We've got over 35 different tools and services available as one single ecosystem that you can access from any device or platform. And we like to group all of these tools into 5 distinct categories that you can see on the screen there. But when we look inside the product a bit later, you'll see that all of these are kind of cross-integrated and interlinked, which obviously makes remote work so much easier because your entire office is just right there and you can access it, as soon as you open your laptop in the morning.
Sure. And if you ever saw one of those sci-fi movies, with a spaceship, a huge dashboard with million buttons, controls, that's exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah. Just a bit easier to use.
Maybe a little bit less complicated, but we're going to take a look later. So now, before we proceed to the actual topic, I would like to share some of the stats with you. These are the stats that we, collected from surveying our users based on their work results for the year 2020. And some of these stats are really, surprising. They were surprising for me and some of our team members as well, because it's just not something that we expected to learn. And it was a pleasant surprise, I could say. So the first one is the fact that 27% of all of our active users are currently using Bitrix24 for remote work. And almost a third of our users are currently doing it with Bitrix24, which is really cool and flattering. But not only they're doing it, but they also they're satisfied with it. So 68% of all of our users who use Bitrix24 remotely, they report increased productivity after all of these times, and still they have been able to find a way, and we hope that our product was one of the factors in this that gave them a chance to increase their productivity even though they're working remotely and not in the office anymore. And for some of these companies, they're doing so well, so great that they are not even planning to return to the office. So 44% of our users, they reported that they're not planning to go back to the office. Even when the government tells them, hey guys, you can you can go to the office, you can work from home, whatever, if there's no restrictions, they still would prefer to stay home. That's because they like it and there's no need to go back to the office. And I guess one of the factors why they say so is because on average, our average user, we're talking about North America and Europe here, our average users have been able to save $550 a month,
It's a lot.
mostly because of the costs associated with the office work were eliminated, but also because of the fact that they ditched all the other tools that they
subscriptions,
used before Bitrix24, thus saving some money, and it's savings that you keep doing every month, and it's something to consider. And finally, we have the not really surprising, but some interesting stats. That the top 3 tools that our users rated as such are, of course, the video calls. I mean, it's the basis for remote work, and also our chats, and what else?
Tasks.
Oh, we got tasks, right, and the tasks as well. So that's Bitrix24 and remote work in a nutshell. So now on with the challenges.
Yeah.
So what are they?
So based on our own experience and feedback that we got from our clients, we grouped the main challenges into a number of simple statements that you can see right there. And you can approach these from 2 perspectives. So you've got challenges that mostly managers and supervisors were faced with, and challenges that mostly employees and teammates
just regular
felt.
workers.
Yeah, I mean they apply to everyone, but mostly team members. So for supervisors, this was things like managing projects, tracking tasks and productivity, and being really able to understand how your team are doing. Because even when you're at the office, it's really important to understand how your deadlines are doing, how your team's managing their workloads. But when you're working remotely, you can't tell, you can't see them face to face. And so Bitrix24 makes that really easy, and we'll go into more detail on how a bit later. And in terms of employees, so you've got overcoming distractions, staying motivated, and generally staying focused as the key challenges. I mean we've all been there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that's the basic overview. Now
let's just start with.
Let's go right into it. Yeah. So I guess the biggest challenge that we've all faced one way or another, especially during the first weeks of when people switched to remote work suddenly, was disrupted communication. So when you're in the office, you take a lot of things for granted, like the ability to have a face-to-face discussion with your colleague, or if there's some issue that needs to be sorted out, you can just quickly get some people together and go to the meeting room and discuss it, and maybe show some of your work results immediately on your laptop screen and stuff like that. And when you work remotely, that's just gone, immediately gone, and it's not always easy to adapt to this new reality. So what can you help? Well, what tools can help you with this? Well, we've got a few, and so now let me switch to here's Bitrix24 promised you, the dashboard, the spaceship. But the first and the biggest, I guess, tool, one of my favorites, is that I always use, to communicate, is the chat. Yeah, the classic chat. Again, so on the left you hear, list of your contacts, and of course we have, the one-on-one chats. And here's my buddy Connor Wright. Hasn't been active for the last 5 months. Maybe he's not the best example. And Melanie Burns. Yeah, that's a better example. So quick message exchange, just like you would expect from any messenger. And you can also have your files sent. So you can send files from your computer, or you can select some files on your drive, Bitrix24 drive, whatever you like. And there's also group discussions, right? So here's a chat, the group chat that we have. It's called Art Museum Project. And in this group chat, you can see there's some files shared, someone shared a picture. So you can go ahead and like some of the comments that you see here, and send some smileys, that kind of stuff. Really cool, really effective, and but that's not enough, right? Sometimes you need something more, and if you want to have a more in-depth discussion of some issue, then you can, get people together for an online meeting, video call, right? So what you do here is you just, pick a chat, or the person that you want to give a call to, and you just hit the video call button right here, and there you go. So the call started, and immediately you can see us, right here. I think we're looking good. And there's all these other people who are not responding because they're fictional users. And so, and again, like with video calls, everything that you would expect from, a top quality video call system is here. So you get, screen sharing, the custom backgrounds, background blurring, and then you can record your video calls, and then you can, raise hand button, that's all kinds of stuff. But unlike some other systems that are out there in the market, we do not have any limit, so
No,
you can speak as long as you wish.
And no annoying pop-ups.
Yeah, so
at
no
any
pop-ups,
point,
nothing, just if you want to speak for hours and hours on end, just
for
go
it,
ahead. Yeah, you can do that. And again, so that's, just something that I described, that's basically your Slack or your Zoom functionality. And that's not even 5% of what we have to offer. So right there. And so that's how, you communicate when you're working remotely. Really quick, and efficient way. So the next big challenge is mostly for, I guess, for managers, right?
Yeah, for managers and supervisors, so is lack of transparency. And when you're at the office, you as the manager always, or at least most of the time, you kind of know who's doing what, and you know when you need to step in, on a project when someone needs some help or advice. And basically, you just always have kind of a clear picture of what's happening. But of course, when you switch to working remotely, you don't really have that luxury anymore, and you can't get in touch with your colleagues as easily.
Right.
And there's just a lot of problems that pop up, and you can't get the bigger picture as easily. And with Bitrix24, you get full transparency, and there's so many different ways that you can track what's happening on projects and what's happening with your team. And so starting off with the basics, which is task and project views. So over here you've got your list of tasks, and you can sort them by last active to see, maybe someone left some comments or some files to update you on the task. You can sort them by deadline, so we can see this task here is overdue, so we can contact the responsible person or message them in the task.
Oh, you're the responsible person.
Yes, sadly I am. So my tasks are overdue. And
that's the default view.
Yeah,
right?
that's
so
the default view that
view.
most people use.
Yeah, but you can switch between different views as well. So here's the deadline view, and
this is really convenient. I mean, it's very visual, so you can see what's due today, again, what's overdue, due this week, due next week, and all of those kinds of stages. And that really helps, again, just to have a clearer understanding of, if any, tasks are kind of falling behind, if you're behind on some project deadlines. It's really easy to see that here.
As the same tasks, but just, presented
just in a different
nice
way.
and clear way. Right.
Yeah. And this is
that's my
your
baby
favorite.
right here. That's my baby.
Yeah.
And I love it. So that's the
planner
Kanban board, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can call it the Kanban board.
Yeah,
but
Kanban planner, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
And this is really customizable. I mean, everything that we show you is quite easy to customize, but this especially. So these are just stages that I made, just created for myself. I wanted to see which tasks were urgent and which I wanted an update on. But you can create whatever you need.
Yeah, well, I mean, why I like this too particularly because I mean the projects that I'm involved in, they're mostly kind of they're all different, right? So there's no one single way to approach them. So I have to create a separate kind of thing for each of these projects and separate stages, separate structures. That's why I use this tool a lot because it allows me to approach my projects flexibly and like move these tasks around the way I want them to.
Yeah.
And finally, we get the calendar.
Yeah, we've got the calendar view. I mean, also quite convenient. If you want to see just the dates of when certain tasks are due, and it helps you keep focused, I guess, as well. And we've also got the Gantt chart. Yeah. So it's quite.
Again, it's not real, okay? So we just made this up here, but the Gantt chart is something that is kind of popular among big companies that have like big long-running projects with lots of different stages and complex dependencies of the task. We support all 4 task dependencies here, and for some reason this the Gantt chart is highly popular in Germany.
Yeah.
I don't know why we've been noticing this, and if any of you are from Germany, so please let us know in the comments why you like this tool so much. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Gantt.
It provides a lot of structure, right? I mean, it's quite easy to see what's dependent.
But again, it's just my personal favorite is the Kanban board. But whatever works for you.
It's a nice one, and it removes the need, for a lot of like planners and like paper.
Yeah, definitely. So there's no paperwork here. And
Yeah.
So, but what do we have for supervisors?
Yeah, so for supervisors, again, so not only do you have all these different task views just to see how your projects are coming along, you can also see how your team is doing, in terms of efficiency. So in this supervising tab here, you can see your efficiency as a team, as a whole, and you can also view each individual person's efficiency. So, for example, if we look at Faith, at the moment, her efficiency is 75%. We can go into her profile and see why that's happening. So, you can see she's got 4 tasks in progress, and 1 task has had some issues. So we can, get in touch with her, see how she's doing. Maybe she's struggling, and yeah, it just makes it really easy for you to understand how your team is managing, and provide some help if they need it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
There's one more. So we have reports, right?
Yeah. So we have reports as well, and Alex will go into a little bit more detail later about this feature. But so this little window that I've just opened up here is our daily summary. And each day, if you want, if you need that for your team, you can ask your employees to write a short summary of what they did.
Just like daily reports.
Yeah. So they can just add the tasks that they were doing that day. And at the end of each week, they'll get a reminder for them to send a report that you can then review from this tab here. And yeah, you can see what projects they were working on, what tasks they did, and see if they were perhaps a bit overworked that week, and maybe they need a bit of a break.
Vacation.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess that's it. I mean, there's just lots more.
We cannot cover all of these,
everything.
But that's just
the
general basic stuff. That you get, in the project management department. Now, moving on to the next challenge, which is again something that a lot of us can relate to, which is lack of focus, and that's something that that's a lot of people are still struggling with, even though so many months after the remote work trend began. Still, I personally, I had problems, balancing my work life and my home life when it started, when we went, to remote work in March of 2020. And it was kind of, it was bad. But for me, what personally worked for me is I'm very bad at remembering things. So what I like is I like to write everything down. And, why not use Bitrix for this, right? So I have all of my tasks, all of my activities for the day, in my account, and what I do every time, every day when I start my working day right here. So I go to calendar first, and calendar shows me what I have planned for today. So what I have planned for today is, so some tasks, some activities, and that gives me an instant idea of what, how busy I will be, and what things need my, immediate attention, and so on. And when I see what's going on here, so well, of course I can, take a look at the whole week or the whole month to see what I have, there. But that's what I do first. And then when I found that out, I move on to our tasks right here. So in the tasks, again, so I see if there's some new, well, I prefer the list view here. I see if there's some new activity being going on in the task that I'm involved in. If some new comments appeared or something happened, like, here, restock. So what's going on here? Oh, there's been some changes in the task, and, I can write some comments, and so on. So yeah, that's how you collaborate in the task. So that's what I do. And so if everything's clear here, if there no attention is required here, so I can move on, and then I can go to my notifications right here. So this is the list of all the notifications that you get. And if something happens in any of the tasks, in any of the projects that I'm involved in, I will be immediately notified. Whether I'm on my mobile phone or I'm in front of my laptop, I will instantly get notifications. Sometimes too many, right? So let's be honest.
But
sometimes the more projects you're involved in, the more you will be bombarded by these notifications. But that's that's the compromise you have to make. Right, but again, you can manage them. So if you don't like them, you can turn it off. Some projects, it's all completely customizable. But it's a cool way to stay in touch, even when you have to kind of be away a little bit. You're on your mobile phone, you'll be able to stay in touch and track everything that's going on. And that's what happens here. And finally, how do I manage my working hours? Well, that's very easy because you have the time clock right here. And again, my working day actually starts with me clocking in. So I use this clock in thing. Well, I'm already clocked in now, and the system starts tracking my working hours. And if I need to take a break, like go on lunch or something, so I just hit the break button, right? and I'm on a break, right? So, I come back from my break and I hit the continue button and I resume my working day. At the end of the day, yeah, like Diana said, right here. So while we, could like write a little bit of report, just, to let the manager know we did something, good. And now finally we clock out and that's it. Now this data is calculated and later can be used to, for calculate your wages and, your bonuses and if you have some overtime and so on and so on. It's really useful stuff, really good.
Yeah.
And so that's how you, stay focused and not lose your concentration when working from home. Now, what do we got next?
So managing remote sales is another huge challenge that businesses faced when they had to switch to working remotely. Obviously, especially if your sales were offline and you had to move them online, I mean, where do you find clients? How do you make sales? All of that kind of stuff. So with Bitrix24, not only can you move all your sales and your clients online, but you can also grow your client base, grow your sales, and utilize new marketing channels that you may not have previously considered. And what's more, Bitrix24 comes with lots of different automation tools for your business. And in the sales department, we've got sales automation, customer management automation, and that really helps your sales reps, helps your business, and leads to increased sales. Yeah. So starting off with the basics.
Let's take a look. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what your contact center looks like in your account. And obviously one of the biggest challenges, when your sales move online is where do you find new clients? Well, the simple answer to that is to meet them where they are. And to do that, you can set up your contact center in Bitrix24. We've got all kinds of different communication channels. So you've got your telephony, you've got your website widgets, Telegram, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you need, it's all right there. And you can set up as many channels as you need. And obviously, the more channels that you set up, the more different ways, clients have of reaching
to
you.
contact you and, you can contact them.
Yeah.
And the great thing about this particular, feature of the contact center is that you don't have to, constantly switch between all these, communication channels.
Yeah.
It's all there in one dashboard, so
Yeah.
you can manage them from here, and you store and manage all your customer interactions and communication history in one place.
Yeah.
That makes it really easier, and both for you, as a sales manager, and for your sales reps, just really cool, nice, and useful too.
Yeah. So once your client reaches out, you'll just find you'll find them as a lead or a deal in your CRM.
Yeah.
And
let's open up the CRM.
So the CRM does deserve a separate webinar of its own because it's huge. But as a quick overview, so you've got your leads, your deals, contacts, companies, etc. And you can set all of these up to suit your business. So, just to make it work for your specific sales process.
Yeah, it's like hugely customizable.
Yeah, so
Not only can you customize, like the stages, but you can also customize the rules and the triggers that you can use, for these leads to move automatically from one stage to another and so on and so on.
So you can see how many, so for example, if we go to the deal stage, you can see how many deals are in progress, which deals have been closed, how much money you've made, and so on. And so that means that all your sales are right there, right where you need them, online. So no need for offline. And so as for remote sales, we've got a cool new feature.
It's something that we premiered actually less than a year ago.
Yeah.
And it's something that many small businesses can find, and they do find it helpful. And this is called CRM payments, right?
Yeah.
That's what you call it.
CRM store, CRM payments.
The CRM payments. So basically, how it works is can you explain?
Yeah. So you've got this little button here. It says receive payment, and so for example, if your client reaches out through Instagram or Facebook, and they want to buy one of your products, you can make life really easy for them and also easy for your managers as well. So you click this button, and you can create a payment link for them. So they can then follow it and pay in the way that works best for them. Now, what this means is that your sales rep they spend less time chasing all these.
You don't need there's again. It's mostly useful, I guess, for small businesses.
For small businesses,
you
yeah.
don't need to
Yeah.
hook up all these, payment system and use this like online store thing and so on and so on. It's all right there.
Yeah.
And so you manage all your, client interactions
Yeah.
and all your payment system and product catalog right from here.
Yeah.
So you just generate the payment link.
Yeah,
you,
just
you know,
enter all
select
these
the product
details.
from your product catalog, the price and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Then you choose the payment system.
Yeah.
It depends on the
Depending on-
region.
yeah.
Different regions have different payment system.
Yeah.
And then you send the link to the client. The client, uses the link to pay for the product, right?
Yeah.
And then you receive the payment confirmation, and that's it.
Done. And easy, simple, and great for remote working.
Again, there's
remote
no
sales.
need for you and your client
Yeah.
to interact directly. So all you have to do is just this.
Yeah,
Really
easy.
cool and useful feature. So that's how it works. And next up is, that's, again, this is a problem you might not realize you have, but you do have it. So a lot of companies, like most of the companies, they have to use different, several different tools to do, their daily stuff. And usually it's like, you have to have some kind of a messenger. So you got, your messenger here. And then you have to have some, like online conferencing tool. It's right here. And then you have some project management going on over there. And then you have to store your files over there. And there's some, CRM or sales system over here. And that's like 5 to 7 different tools. Each of them, has their own kind of, interface, and then you have to use them. Then you have to constantly switch between them
And
make sure that
users.
the file that you send here is the same file that you send over there, and discussion that's been going on here. Everybody understands, over there. So not really kind of, effective, and especially if your team is working remotely in different time zones, it can get messy, and it does get messy a lot of times. So the solution is basically the sole existence of our product is put all of these tools together in a single, ecosystem and have them, cross-linked, cross-integrated with each other. So that's how, that's how it works. And can you? Let's switch to the product itself, and show how. Yeah, so that's our, that's what you get with Bitrix24. So everything you need is right here on the left menu, and communications, chats, video calls, your tasks and projects. If you're a manager, there's your tasks and reports, and if you're, so for your sales reps, you've got the CRM and all of the, the systems that come with it. And again, there's a Bitrix24 Drive, which is an online storage for your files, which you can collaborate on. And we also have, online co-editing thing that you can, together work on documents online. It's really cool. And then you have, the automation stuff, right? So you can automate some of the processes, really cool stuff, but again, deserves another webinar. And so it's all right here. It's available on any device. So you can work from mobile phones, you can work from laptop, desktop, whatever you like. And so that's no need to switch between all the tools. It's all right here. And so that's, it saves you a lot of time and a lot of hassle. But it also saves you a lot of money as well.
Yes, it
does. That leads up to the next one, right?
Yeah, so this is another huge.
It's a pain.
Yeah, it's a pain. Yeah, so managing all of these, switching between them is one thing, but when you have to pay for all of these, that's painful. And,
painful.
Yes. So this slide I think just illustrates this whole thing perfectly.
We just put together several popular tools that people use, the ones that I've been talking about. And so if you take like an average team of like up to 50 users, that's what you will have to pay for, right? So you got your communications, you got your task management, file storage, and CRM system. It's like, a few $1,000s, that's what you have to pay. And the great thing about Bitrix is that, we don't have this, right?
No, you don't. You don't have to pay per user. So you just pay for your company size. So we've got 3 main plans. And we've got the standard plan right here for 50 users, but we've also got our professional plan for...
basic and the professional.
So it helps to keep costs predictable and helps to keep them low because, again, you're not paying per user. You're just paying for, the product as a whole. And it's all in one place. So,
that's the great thing is, like, for example, let's say you have a company of, have a team of 20 people today, right? And so, you choose our plan, one of our plans, it's the standard plan, it's $99 a month. So, but, next month you added some new employees, your business keeps growing, and it's like now you have 30 employees. But it's the same $99 a month. And next month you've added another 5 people, so like you have a team of 35 now. But it's still the same amount of money every month. So that makes your costs, more predictable,
And
and
it's-
you don't, you can, your business can keep growing without paying more money for the same set of tools that you get.
And it's
right?
really important right now, I feel, I mean, it was always important, to keep costs down, but now especially, so this is a huge, huge benefit that you get.
Yeah.
with
So there's a
Bitrix.
limit. And for example, for this plan, the limit is 50 users. It doesn't matter if you have 2 people on your account, if you have 49 people, still the same amount of money, right? And great way to save. And again, so that's what Bitrix24 gives you in terms of, remote online workspace, a perfect online workspace. That's what our users like to call us.
It's quite sweet.
And it's just like, we didn't write this line, that's what they call us. But it's flattering to learn. So that's what you get. You get all of these tools rolled up into one nice little ecosystem, and we do have a free plan, don't we? So for the free plan, you actually it's funny because it's not like some other tools offer. So on a free plan, there's no limit. So there's no 1 month and then you have to pay. No. So you can jump right into it. So you can sign up for the free plan, and then you can keep using it for as long as you wish, forever. And then you can invite a limited number of users, and then there you go, right? So a lot of our currently active users are completely happy with the free plan. They've been using it for years, and we're happy too. So there's nothing wrong with it. And when you feel like upgrading to get some more features, and the free plan does have certain limitations, but all of the basic stuff that we've mentioned, the calls, the CRM, the chats, the task management, it's all there. It's all there available for you. And if you want to spring for some, for some more possibilities and features, then you can get the, the highest tier plan, which is the professional plan, and it's $199 a month, I believe, in dollars. $199 a month, and it gives you unlimited access to everything. Everything. And everything we have, all the Bitrix features, and of course, unlimited number of users. Whatever, 100, 1,000, as many as you wish. But these are the cloud-based, solutions that we have here. If you prefer to have, this system hosted on your own server, you can go for the self-hosted solution, which we also offer. And again, it's another thing, and we'll give you a link in the description, so go check it out. There's a self-hosted solution if you prefer, more security, if you prefer some additional customization options. It's all there. And that's what we give you. And finally, if you're one of those people who do not really like, to study all these products and, bother with implementing them, that's cool, because we have partners. And Bitrix24 partners are people who cooperate with us, who have our official license to represent us in different regions, and we have them all over the globe. It's like 18,000 partners currently, and they keep growing, and they can help you to implement Bitrix24 for your company. Set it up, customize it to your needs, transfer all your data from all the systems that you're currently using. Train your employees, whatever you need, they can do it for you. Just go ahead. There's a link in the description. Below. You can go ahead on the partner page and just enter your area and find some partners near you. So that's cool. And finally, that was that's the end of it. Cool. I thought we had one more slide. We don't. So
so
that was awesome. We gotta thank you guys for staying with us, for watching us. And if you have any questions, what should you do?
Please leave them in the comments below. And if you've got any topics that you'd like us to cover in future webinars, please also leave them down below. We'll get
any kind of feedback, just let us know. We'll be ready to help, to answer your questions. And and if you like the video, give it a like. If you want to share this video with some of your friends and colleagues, sure, no problem, go ahead. And again, thanks a lot. And remember, it is better remote work than remote holiday, right?
Yes.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you sometime next time.
Bye.
See you.